Okay, so good afternoon. We are going to talk now about understanding the process of transcription and translation that is from RNA to protein. So here are the key terms that we need to memorize again. You have the gene, the DNA segment in RNA instruction. We have the RNA polymerase, the enzyme that synthesizes RNA from DNA. The promoter, the messenger RNA that carries genetic information to the ribosomes. You have the phases of or stages of RNA transcription. You have the initiation, elongation, and termination. For protein synthesis, you have now the exon, introns. The exons refers to the coding RNA sequence. The introns are the non-coding sequence removed from RNA. Then you have the ribosomes, assembles proteins from messenger RNA. You have transfer RNA, it brings amino acids to the ribosomes, matching them to the mRNA codons. You have the ribosomal RNA, it helps ribosomes form peptide. You have a codon, a three-nucleotide messenger RNA sequence specifying a very specific amino acid. Then you have the anticodon, a three-nucleotide transfer RNA sequence pairing with the messenger RNA codon. And as we know it, amino acid is the building blocks of protein. So in the synthesis of protein, there is always that start codon. And the start codon is the AUG or the adenine, uracil, and guanine. So it signals the start of the translation process and it usually codes for methionine. And we have the stop codons. There are three stop codons. You have the uracil adenine adenine, uracil adenine guanine, and then uracil guanine and adenine. It signals the end of the translation, and once the translation stop, it will be released as a polypeptide. In the process of making now your proteins, peptidyl transferase is a requirement, and that there are three phases of protein synthesis. You have the initiation, elongation, and again, we have the termination. So this is the central dogma of molecular biology. That is our the central dogma of life. So from DNA that replicates, it goes to the RNA via the transcription process. From RNA going to protein, it gives you now that it is known as the translation process. But if it so happened that your RNA will produce DNA, that is a reverse transcription. This is the structure of the RNA. It is a single-stranded molecule made of nucleotides. So there is a ribose, that is the 5-carbon sugar with a hydroxyl group at the second carbon. Unlike with the DNA, it is a deoxyribose. There is a phosphate group that serves as a backbone by linking ribose sugars, and there are nitrogenous bases. Here, it's still you still have the adenine, guanine, and cytosine, except that for the RNA, you have the uracil in replacement of the thymine in DNA. So RNA can fold into complex shapes, enabling diverse functions like coding, regulations, and catalysis. Here are the key players of DNA transcription. It needs DNA template. It requires RNA polymerase. It requires promoter, transcription factors, and the most important one, you need to have the mRNA, the RNA transcript that carries the genetic code from DNA to ribosomes for protein synthesis. And you have the terminator, that this is a DNA sequence that signals the end of transcription. So the transcription process occurs in the cytoplasm for prokaryotic cells, and it occurs in the nucleus for the eukaryotic cells. So here is an example of the RNA transcription out of the DNA template. So suppose you have a DNA template of ATG, CCG, TTA, AGC, TGA. We know that this is DNA because you cannot find any uracil in this particular template. So with that one, the transcription process, the RNA polymerase reads the DNA template above from third prime going to the fifth prime, and the synthesis of the RNA starts from the fifth prime going to the third prime. That is the direction. And the RNA strands complementary to the DNA template, but this time uracil is being replaced, or thymine is being replaced by uracil. So the resulting mRNA strand out of that DNA template will be for ATG, you have U AC. For CCG, you have GGC. For TTA, you have AAU. For AGC, you have UCG. And for TGA, you have ACAU. Just take note in the mRNA strand, you don't have a thymine as a nitrogenous base. Another example. So suppose you have a DNA sequence template. So these are the DNA template, TAC, GGC, AAT, TCG, ACT. So the mRNA sequence or the complementary to the DNA will be AUG, CCG, UUA, AGC, and UGA. Just take note that the complementary template of the mRNA will be C to G and G to C, but this time for adenine, it is the uracil because thymine will be replaced with uracil. But for thymine in DNA, it will be adenine in the RNA. This mRNA sequence will be used as template for protein synthesis during the translation process. Here is another example for the RNA transcription out of the DNA template. So suppose you have now this sequence of DNA strand, TAC, GGT, ACA, TGC, and AAA. So the complementary or the resulting mRNA strand are as follows. You have for T, you have A. For A, you have U. C, you have G, and so on and so forth. So with that one, the resulting mRNA out of this given DNA template will be AUG, CCA, UGU, ACG, and UUU. So if you are going to break down that one, TAC in DNA will be AUG in RNA, GGT in DNA will be CCA in RNA, ACA in DNA will be UGU in RNA, TGC in DNA will be ACG in RNA, AAA in DNA will be UUU in RNA. And as mentioned, this mRNA sequence will be used for protein synthesis during translation. So it is very easy for us now to determine the mRNA sequence given that you have that DNA template. Now, how about if we are going to make proteins out of that mRNA sequence? We need to know this genetic code chart. Okay? In reading these genetic code charts, there is a codon. Take note that codon is a triple nucleotide of mRNA with a very specific amino acid. It codes for a very specific amino acid. For UUU, it will be phenylalanine. For UCA, this is your first codon, first base, second base, and third base or nucleotide. This is your first nucleotide, second nucleotide, and third nucleotide, and that is for serine for UCA. But there are highlighted codon. The U and the AUG that stands for methionine is the start codon, and you have the stop codon UAAA, UAG, and then UGA. Take note that these stop codons will release the polypeptide in that particular process because it signals that the protein or polypeptide synthesis already in the completion phase. So that is why you have now that stop codon. So example, if you have now this sequence of mRNA, so you have AUG, CCA, UGU, ACG, UUU. Again, this is your first nucleotide, second nucleotide, and third nucleotide. So the AUG, as if you are going to look at this, AUG stands for methionine. And methionine is the start of protein. It is a code for the AUG is a code for methionine. It signals the start of protein synthesis. So the rest of the codons presented can be found here. So say for example, CCA. For CCA, that is your first nucleotide, your second nucleotide, and then you have A, so you have proline as the amino acid. So you have ACG, that's codes for threonine, UUU, that's codes for phenylalanine. So with that one, the resulting protein sequence will be methionine, proline, cysteine, threonine, and phenylalanine. So from the mRNA sequence, you have this protein sequence. And this protein sequence is determined by translating the mRNA codons into their corresponding amino acids. So another example, if you have now again this mRNA sequence, the start codon is AUG. So the next codon given is GCU, that is for alanine, the UGA, that is for the stop codon. So the anticodon here will be the, for A, you have U, the U we have A, G you have C. And this brings the methionine. In other words, the transfer RNA is actually the carrier of the amino acid coded with this particular codon. And then for GCU, this is the anticodon, and it brings the alanine. The UGA, there is no anticodon because it is a stop codon. So with that one, the resulting protein sequence will be methionine and alanine for this particular sequence of mRNA. So we have another one. If it starts with DNA, all you have to do is that this is your DNA. You have to write down the mRNA sequence. From the mRNA sequence, you need to determine the protein or amino acids based on the genetic code chart. And the transfer RNA are the one that will carry the amino acids as mentioned. And so you can have now the different protein sequence out of that DNA template. So you have the DNA template, you write the mRNA sequence, and then you have the protein sequence. So another example, this is your DNA sequence. You write the mRNA sequence, and with that, you can have the protein sequence. So if you have now this RNA sequence, you can have that which RNA sequence is transcribed on DNA template. If this is your DNA template, you will have now your RNA sequence, which is the letter A. So if you have which of the following codon signals the ends of the translation, you know that it is UGA. Given from this particular choices, it's letter B. So given the mRNA sequence, this is the mRNA sequence, what is the corresponding amino acid? The answer for this one will be methionine, phenylalanine, and glycine. So in conclusion, there is a central role for mRNA. It connects DNA to protein. Transfer RNA and rRNA are essentials for translating mRNA into proteins. And precision in gene expressions, that is from RNA to protein transition, is a precise process. mRNA starts